We're back, baby. We're back.
We're back with pitching.
We're back with pitching. We got some pitching. We've got some pitching. On this team. Let's go. Let's go, man. Before we get to that, which actually, no, not even before we get to that, we're excited for tonight's show. We've got Will Smith coming on the show. He is a transfer portal addition committed to the Canes last week. Yep. I believe it was last week or this past weekend.
No, it was last week. It was last week. Yeah.
Coastal Carolina guy, former national champion, if I'm not mistaken. He's been around college baseball for a little bit. Really good arm to have on the program. Excited to have him on the show today. So we'll get to him in about 7 or 8 minutes here, and actually even less, like 6 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes. So we'll talk to him a little bit. But before we get to that, another commit actually just committed about an hour and a half ago as well. Another big time arm, Carson Fisher, a big time arm out of a smaller school, Davenport University. Right-handed pitcher, 4 complete games last year, in his career. And so really excited to have him join the Miami Hurricanes pitching staff as well. Listen, Laz is starting to get some arms over there that he can work with, man. So we're really excited about that. Coach Laz is, one of the best guys to do it. One of the best coaches, I think, in the country. I just think he's got to get an opportunity to have the right guys there that he can develop and work with. And I think that it started off really good with Will and with Carson Fisher and I'm sure some other guys. So he is part of a team. He wasn't part of the team that won the national title, but Coastal did win the national title.
If you don't follow college baseball, Coastal is a big time program. So
yes, it is.
For those that are complaining, we don't get transfer portal kids from big programs. We got one of the biggest. This is a huge program. They're constantly
just missed out on super regionals, right?
They've been to Omaha multiple times. They've won the College World Series in the last 10 years. Like, this is a big program. So be interested to get his take on why he chose to come in.
Yeah. Before we get to that real quick, I wanted to hit on something on a former Cane. Well, once a Cane, always a Cane. For most guys.
We're gonna get to that probably later.
We'll talk about that later. To that after Will. Because I got a bone to pick with the trader. But anyways, 20. It says 22-year-old. That's what I was about to read. But the Guardians Prospective, which is a Twitter account, has all the Cleveland Guardian prospects that are doing well in their minor league system. One of them happens to be CJ Kayfus. The other is Andrew Walters, who's actually pitching really well in their farm system also. But CJ Kayfus is actually blowing it up. I mean, he's killing it. He's kicking ass over in Double-A now with the Akron Rubber Ducks. What a name. I love that name. The Akron Rubber Ducks is the Double-A affiliate for the Cleveland Guardians. He's 11 for 20 with them. He's got a .550 batting average with a 1.554 OPS. He's hitting the ball out of the park. He's hitting doubles. He's hitting triples. He's getting on base. He's doing it with the glove. This is a kid that within the next year or two, you can see him in the big leagues. You can see him getting called up. Right now, the Guardians have a young team, but that's good. I think that bodes well for him. The opportunity to get up there and play Major League Baseball soon. Same thing with Andrew Walters. When you have an arm like that, 96 to 98 on the bump, that can come in and throw it right by you, I think you got a great opportunity to have two former Canes playing in the big leagues real soon here. So shout out to CJ Kayfus and, of course, Andrew Walters doing their thing over there. Do you want to add anything to that there, Fish? But
I want to get to our guest.
I know, so do I. All right.
And he's backstage, so
he's backstage. So let's go ahead and bring him in a couple minutes early. Why not? What the heck? Let's do it.
Yeah, here we go.
How we doing?
There he is. There he is. We were gonna try. What we were gonna try to do is bring you into like "Welcome to Miami," Will Smith song.
That
would have been good, but we would have gotten
the copyright people are all over us.
Oh yeah, I know. I told my dad I got a phone call and he sent me that right away. So
of course he did. That's awesome, man. I mean, it's not hard to put both of those Will Smith just everything, put it all together, you kind of get excited regardless. So you've got the name down, right? You're already set with the name, right? Now it's now it's to get on the toe the rubber and go at it here in Miami. So we're really excited to have you here at part of the U. Congratulations on your commitment, and I know you must be pretty excited to come down to Miami and get things going.
Oh, I'm pumped. I grew up in Conway, and then Coastal's in Conway, so it's gonna be a big change. I'm pretty fired up for it. So I can't wait to get down there. We're actually gonna take a visit next week, so get a little taste for it.
Sweet. Hopefully you get out of this rain. It's been raining nonstop for the past couple of days, so I think next week you'll be good to go.
Hopefully I'll bring some better weather, huh?
Yeah, I would appreciate it. Vish, you got anything there for Will?
Yeah, just again, as Jazz said, welcome to you. We're excited to have you. So what was it about Miami that, because again, we talked about this, I don't know if you were listening in the intro, but Coastal is also a huge program, great program. So what was it about Miami that kind of made you want to switch? As you said, you're from Conway, so kind of leave home and come down to Miami.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I kind of just wanted a kind of different scenery. I went to Coastal, started there in 2019, went there for 5 years, had to battle through some injuries. So I get the old Stetson Bennett treatment. I'm the oldest guy in college baseball probably that's next year. So, but I just told them I wanted a little change of scenery, and they didn't have any problem with that. And once I hit the portal, I talked with coaches or whatever, but Miami's coaching staff, they're just the only thing they were really focused about was about winning, and it wasn't more of this portal, this over recruit, this. They really are focused on their players and really want to win, and that's a program I really want to be a part of because I think it's be special things going.
Have you had a chance to talk to both Coach Gutierrez and JD and Coach Arteaga and the rest of the coaching staff, or who was the first guy to kind of reach out to you and say, hey, we want you to come over and pitch for the Canes?
Coach Cooper actually reached out. I talked with him.
I've talked about Coach Cooper. I told you, Fish.
He's the man.
Coach Cooper's the man.
He's the man. We probably talked for half an hour, and I was just sitting there. I was like, "There's no way I don't go to Miami now." So, awesome. So he's a stud at his job for sure. But I talked with the pitching coach, Coach Laz. Really fired up about what he's done in his career, especially with the Red Sox and all that good stuff. And I'm just fired up to get there. I am. I'm ready to. I talked with him. He said he's a blend coach within analytics and kind of like getting people out. So it's kind of who I am. So I'm ready to rock and roll.
Look, you mentioned all the great teams. You can mention the Red Sox. I'm a Red Sox fan.
There you go.
Coach Laz actually coached at where I played college ball. So I love Coach Laz. I love his coaching style. He also coached for obviously one of the best D2 programs in the country. Won a national that's won a national title. So I'm really excited to have you come in and get with such a cerebral guy, but a guy that knows pitching as well. And I've spoken to Vish about this so much this past season, was getting guys here that know how to pitch, that understand that it's not about just throwing the baseball as hard as you can and striking out guys, right? Like that's not what pitching is about. It's understanding situations, understanding zones, understanding, counts, understanding what, guys have done against you or against certain pitches in their career, their split stats. I mean, there's so many things that go into actual pitching, where sometimes you have guys like, a perfect example is Alejandro Rosario here a couple of years back, where, the kid was 95 to 97, could, bring it up, hum it up to 98, 99 at some points. But that's what he did, right? Didn't pitch until maybe later on at the end of the year, started to learn how to pitch. Now he's in the minors and he's tearing it up as well. So what is your biggest asset, I guess, when you get on the mound? Is there something that kind of makes you stand out and makes you as efficient as you are or as you want to be on the mound?
Honestly, I think what I've learned over my long time in college is really just mentality and intent when you throw your pitches. If you're up there throwing scared breaking balls, trust me, they float, and you're probably gonna be asked for a new ball. So I just go into the tent. I'm gonna attack him, and my stuff's better than his, and if he beats me that pitch, then he gets me, but he's not going to give me the next one. So,
is there no such thing as a wasted pitch?
Well, it's a tough question. Depends on who you ask. I'm gonna stay out of that
one. I subscribe to the. I don't want even if it's a pitch that's out of the zone or way out of the zone. I don't believe in it being a wasted pitch. All right, there's always you mentioned intent. There's always intent, right? Sometimes you want to throw it up to change the hitter's viewpoint. So there's a lot of different things that go into it. So I'm just kind of excited to talk to another pitcher because sometimes Vish. Vish he knows his stuff, man. But sometimes
the spin rates get old.
yeah. No, although Vish likes that stuff, he's the analytical guy, man. He loves the spin rates and all that, right? I'm more about if I got to hit you, if I got to put one in your back, I'm gonna do it, right? But Vish, what else you got there for
just so Will, we obviously cover the Canes baseball team, but you're a new name to a lot of our fans and all that. So you talk about kind of what style of pitch you are, like what you like to throw. Maybe there's a pitch you're looking to develop.
So last year, kind of in my role, I came in sticky spots. So it would be bases loaded 1 out, or bases loaded 2 outs, or first and second no outs, stuff like that. So really, I just kind of rip my cutter every time. Well, I call it a cutter. It's more of a slider, but it is what it is. People call it what they want. And they missed it every time. So I just kept throwing it. I mean, if they're going to keep swinging at it, I'm going to keep throwing it. And kind of just showed my fastball away from the zone because I'm not going to blow it by anybody, I don't think, by any means. Not right now, at least. So hopefully moving forward, I develop a little velo with the fastball and keep commanding it well and keep throwing the slider.
So have you talked to the coaches at all about? So you mentioned you were kind of the fireman last year for Coastal, come in the tough situation, get the team out of it. Have you talked to the coaches at all about what your role might be next year? Probably maybe a little too soon for that.
Yeah, I haven't really talked to them about that just yet. I told them just whatever I got to do to help the team win. So, I mean, that's kind of my role everywhere I go, no matter if I throw 5 innings this year or I go out there and I throw 100. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever, we keep winning baseball games, we'll be all
right. Will, have you had a chance to talk with any of the guys that are on the team now, or maybe any guys that have hit the portal already that you're like, hey, let's go down there to Miami and let's go win some games? Have you been able to talk to anybody, whether it's on the team now or guys that maybe are looking around and looking for a spot to play?
I didn't even realize it, but I played summer ball last summer at Lexington County Blowfish, and Slade was there, and he committed to Miami while we were there. And I didn't even realize it till like a day after I committed. He texted me, and I was like, "Oh crap!" I was like, "What's up, man?"
That's awesome.
But other than that, nobody really fired up to get to play with Slade again. So ready to rock and roll, man.
Very cool. Very cool. Vish, this is the guy right here. This is the guy that's going to get us started for this staff, man. And there's been a lot of there's obviously as it is everywhere, right? It'd be dumb to be like, well, there's the transfer portal is something that's affecting every college program. Miami is obviously one of them where there's been a lot of subtraction, but there's also been some addition. Obviously, we got another guy. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. Carson Fisher committed today as well, another big time arm from a smaller school, but another guy that's going to come in and want to do the same thing as you, right? It's come in and help the program win ball games. Are you excited to kind of come in and have you been here? Have you actually visited Miami yet, or are you coming for the first time?
Crazy story, first time. My cousin actually lives 5 minutes from campus, though. He's a reserve in the Coast Guard, so he's been down there for like 2 years. So it'd be pretty cool to be back hanging out again. So,
all right, man. I don't live too far. Vish is a little further. He's in DC, but he's down here all the time. So
awesome.
We'll be out there to watch the games. Anything else that you have left here for? We'll get you out of here. I know it's late. You're on the East Coast also, so I know it's almost 10 o'clock. Well, he's got his AARP. He's AARP card. He's a little older, then, so he's okay.
I mean, compared to us, you out of your mind, man.
I'm close. I'm getting there.
You're close, man. You're not close.
They're gonna call him Grandpa. They're gonna call him
a little bit.
They're gonna call him Grandpa Will over there. All right.
Exactly. They're gonna have a cane whenever I walk up. So we'll just have to deal with those jokes for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
they're coming.
One more question that Eric asked in the chat actually. So are you gonna play summer ball this year, and or if not, like what are you planning on doing through the summer to prepare for fall?
No, sir. I'm actually gonna stay on here and train here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up and check out Miami next week, and then come back. I think I'm gonna stay there for 3 days in town, and then come back, just train here and get ready to rock and roll.
Nice.
Listen, it's just as hot in Conway as it is down here in South Florida right now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, the heat over there in the Carolinas is no joke either. So, we wish you the best. We'll obviously be out there to support you and watch Canes baseball. There's no bigger fans, but we've got some pretty big fans down here in Miami that support that team. So we're excited to have you down here, part of the program, and of course, when you're down here this week, make sure you visit some hot spots. We'll keep in touch, man. I'll let you know.
Yeah, for sure. Put me on some good dinner spots.
Oh, I got you, man. I got you.
You won't run out of that.
There's not a meal. There's not a meal that I've ever been known to skip. So we're good.
Yeah, we did not develop these physiques on accident. So
let's go.
Hey, what are you talking about? Look at that.
There it is.
Don't stand down.
Don't put some respect on your name right there.
Yeah, just head up.
Here up, all right?
Put some respect on the name.
That's right. We appreciate it, Will. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you soon.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, all right. It was awesome, man. What a great attitude. This is some of the stuff we needed. Yeah, this is some of the, like, this team player. You know, we had a lot of issues in the last season. Like, this is exactly, these are the kids you want to bring in, the high character kids that are like, yeah, I'm gonna do what we need to do to win.
Let's be honest, right? The culture was lacking a little bit last year.
Yeah,
we saw it. We can tell in the play. We can tell in their attitude. So, pretty excited. We're pretty excited about that.
Right.
I'm not sure what he's talking
about. The coast is not clear. You're in public, so you're on the internet. It's forever. But I think this is where you start, bringing in the character guys, because, as much as we had a shallow pitching rotation and we got injuries, there's still no excuse for being that bad. That's the attitude thing and the way we're losing games, and and you bring in kids that are like, hey, yeah, if you want me to come in there and throw an inning, I'll throw an inning. You want me to throw the whole game, I'll throw the whole game. Just whatever you need to win, like. You get
it's attitude more than talent.
Yeah, you get all those guys on the field. Well, I mean, he's got talent too. You need both,
right?
Talent, but we play. Look, half the teams in the College World Series are from the ACC, half are from the SEC. We're in like the one. There's two elite baseball conferences. We're in one of them, so everyone's going to have the talent,
right?
So you're not going to out talent kids, guys. So you gotta have that attitude, and he exhibits it. He's going to work his ass off all summer. He's going to come in ready to go. He's excited to be part of the program, to do what's needed to help the team win. Get a few more guys like that, and you'll see the win column go up instead of the loss column next year.
Oh, absolutely. By the way,
exactly what CCH is saying. Yeah, he's going to come in here and help us win.
Okay, well, right. Absolutely. I've got a little announcement to make here. We've got a great guest next week already booked. Okay, so make sure you guys stay with us. I'm actually his Twitter handle is at Baseball Radar. It's Pro Baseball Radar. You guys are going to want to check him out. He does some amazing work with regards to the transfer portal for everything that has to do with college baseball. So make sure you check him out. Go follow him at Baseball Radar. And his screen name is Pro Baseball Radar. So we'll have him on the show next week to talk all things transfer portal. So we're really excited about that. As I mentioned earlier, we've got Carson Fisher is another guy who committed to the Canes about an hour and a half ago. So it's going to be
he's a workhorse. He's gonna eat innings for us, which we need again.
Right. Yep. So that's it, man. We need guys like that. So we'll see what happens. So we still got a long way to go. I know there's a lot of names in the portal, a lot of guys visiting. Whether it's smaller schools or larger schools, you got to get a mix of guys. But again, I don't. again, I don't subscribe to the big school baseball. That's great and all. I'm not complaining about it, but we saw what UConn did with guys from D3, right? So a bunch of D3 guys almost made it to super regionals, played their hearts out, and it's all about getting the right guys that are going to come in and play good baseball here. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of that, obviously we've lost quite a bit of guys to the transfer portal here from the Canes, and one specifically was considered potentially one of our best players, right? If not our best player.
I mean, he was one of them, but Cuvée eclipsed him this year anyway.
I agree.
But yeah, no, he was probably this, before he got
Blake Sear.
Yep.
My friend has decided to transfer to the University of Florida, and for whatever reason that you decided to do that, I think I'm sorry. You can agree with me, or you don't have to. I really don't care whether you're in the chat and agree with me, or whether you are on Twitter and you're happy about it, but I'm not. To me, Blake Sear's a traitor. Blake Sear has committed the ultimate sin of transferring to your most hated rival that the University of Miami has, and that's the Florida Gators. And excuse my language, YouTube, but I think it's a hunk of shit if the excuse is that you want to be closer to home. You're in Windermere. You're not in Alaska or in Seattle, my dude. Okay? Windermere is down the street, basically. And if you want to get there, it's a 30-minute flight or it's a 3-hour or 4-hour drive. So I understand that we've all had issues in life. Yes. And, what happened last year was a complete tragedy. 100%. I'm with you there. And again, but no, for me, it's utter crap. It's ridiculous that you go to play for the Gators. And it works the other way around. If you're a Gator fan and you transfer and you go to Miami, you're a traitor also, right? And they're going to hate you for it. So to me, it's a complete slap in the face to this program. It's a complete slap in the face to the coaches that put everything they had into recruiting you, into getting you here. And then, to be quite honest with you, you're a liar and you're a hypocrite, because we have you on video talking about how you would never, you committed to this school, you committed to this program, you wanted to be here, and that the transfer rumors are not true last year when he was when everybody was talking about him leaving potentially to Florida, from what I understand also. But and he said, no, I would never transfer, yada, yada, yada. Here we are, right? A year later, and you're going to the team where you knew. I mean, this is how we're gonna feel about it. And if you're a true Canes fan, there's no excuse. There's no way for you to feel otherwise. This is a complete slap in the face. It's disrespect to the program, and he's a traitor. And to me, I hope he strikes out every single time he comes up to bat. And I hope that they have him playing catcher. I hope he turns into a catcher and he can't throw anybody out. Because to me, he's gone, right? He's Gator scum at this point now. So I don't know how you feel, Vish. I don't want to trash the kid that much, but because that's exactly what I'm doing. But man, you gotta have a bigger brain than that. You gotta be smarter than that, man. And if you were a Cane, what the hell are you doing transferring to the Gators? You're a traitor. You're done. You're done to me. There's so many other teams out there that win national titles that are really good baseball programs. You could have gone to. You could have gone to. You could have gone to UCF if you wanted to stay close to home. You could have gone if it wasn't about that, because I know you were visiting Tennessee. You could have gone to Tennessee, right? You were obviously visiting Tennessee this past weekend, so why didn't you go to Tennessee? You could have gone to Vanderbilt. You could have gone wherever the hell else you could have gone to, but you chose to go to Florida because you wanted to stay close to home. That's crap. That's a hunk of shit, and you're done. You're gonna bat 0-0-0 for the rest of your career. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bish, I'm sorry. You can go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, he's a kid. He made a decision. I mean, frankly, when kids transfer out here, I don't really care what they do. This doesn't really change that. Like I know people like wish you the best luck. Like I don't give a shit. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I don't care where they transfer.
I don't care.
But I don't know. But I don't. I mean, I think it's disingenuous when someone transfers. Like, good for you. Go find great. Like, we don't care.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
Fake.
We're gonna watch Miami
fake.
play. So this is no different than that. I mean, he made. I think that the difference is, when you make that decision, like you said, there's going to be some animosity now, and I mean, he's not going to be welcome around Miami. That's for damn sure. And so, that's the reality of it. It's a rivalry, and I mean, he made the decision. It's technically closer to Windermere, like you said. It's not like it's local, but he went through some stuff last year, and But I think, if the program was any better, he might still be here. It wasn't, as you said, it is.
And that's fine, but he could have gone anywhere else.
It is. Yeah, so it is a slap in the face to the program and really to JD, to go to that school in particular. But I'm kind of indifferent to it. Whatever. We need to fill our roster and put the best team out there, and then beat all their asses anyway. So I don't whatever. I mean, he was on the team for about half this year before he got injured, and we sucked anyways.
Yeah. It's true.
By the way, and I know he went through some personal stuff, but he was in the middle of a pretty horrible season when he got injured. So he got to a really bad start. He was slumping, and then he got hurt. So he was one of the contributing factors to that poor start that we had and poor rest of the season too. So. Some responsibility on him there, but he went to Florida. So, I mean, he knows what he did. He's played multiple series in that rivalry, and he knew what the implications were. And, if he wants to live with that, that's fine. It just means he's not going to be welcome around here no more. So,
the same thing goes for, I know CCH mentioned here, Tyler Palmer. Who was a really good player for us in the early 2010s, but the same thing goes for him in Florida. He's probably not welcome there either. He's probably
I would say yes, for sure. I do think it's a little bit different in the current context. When back then, generally, kids were transferred because they weren't on scholarship. Sears obviously a full ride guy. A lot of players aren't. So they might be okay. Hey, this school gave me a scholarship, and there weren't as many opportunities as there are now. Now with the portal, kids are switching frequently. So it's a little bit different. Like Tyler Palmer to sit out a year. This is the old school rules, if you recall. Sit out a year. Wait his turn. It's a completely different. And back then when you transferred, there weren't that many options because schools have 11.7 scholarships. They're not. There's not free scholarships you even take. So. Right. When you're trying to transfer, you might have one or two options. So now it's like everyone's in the portal. There's scholarships available everywhere. You can go anywhere. And Blake Sayre could have picked a school and they would have found a scholarship for him. So there's a little bit of middle finger at us there, but we'll see them next year. Unfortunately, they and FSU are in Omaha right now, so not great, Bob. Not great right now for the home team here, but we just got to put our best team together and we'll strike. Let's see. We'll see Will Smith strike his ass out next year when we play the Olympic games.
There it is. I like it.
Like Sayre ain't gonna be able to hit that cutter.
As we mentioned earlier, right? So now we've got 2 or 3 pitchers and Marshall. I forgot his first name. Bobby Marsh. I'm sorry, Marsh, not Marshall.
Marsh. Yeah.
Bobby Marsh is the transfer from Penn State.
Yeah, he's a first baseman / left fielder. So we'll see where he slots in.
Right. So, that's actually a pretty good pickup. For the people that are worried about we're not getting this guy, we're not getting that guy. Yeah, we got to start hitting on some big time prospects.
And also, I mean, we said the whole team transferred. The whole team did not. There's still players on the roster. It's not. But we talked about how we need a lot of players, and it's going to take time to bring that in. We're not plugging a gap. We're kind of.
And I'll be honest with you, right? There's going to be some players, and it happened last year, Gabby Gutierrez and Renzo, that entered the portal and that came back. And you might see a player or two that's going to do that this year, and might come back also. And I mean, I don't know if necessarily I like that, but it might happen. And at that point, you're not going to say no if you're going to need the arm, if you're going to need the guy for depth. So. Again, it wasn't a matter of talent. I don't think for a lot of these guys. I think it was a matter of attitude and culture. And if you're starting to weed that out, you might not want to bring those guys back. So it's going to be interesting to watch what they do moving forward. I think that JD and the staff is going to have to do a good job of bringing in some big time guys, and there's still some time that we're going to have. I know that they are putting together, a team to just go all out on the transfer portal. So if they miss on a couple of guys, it's going to suck. But I'm sure that they're going to go out and they're going to grab some really good players.
There are several phases here, right? Right now, all but 8 teams are done with their season, but there's still a little bit of wait and see going on. Not that. Look at all of our players there in the portal. I think the only one that's committed is Sear. All right, so there's still a little bit of a holding pattern. So yeah, it'll go in phases, and once the College World Series is done, it'll accelerate a little bit. That'll also, the draft will happen, and that'll accelerate even more because then who you lost and who you didn't. And then then you really start aggressively taking guys, because right now it's still a little bit of, and that's why it's the guys we've gotten are kind of like no-brainers that they should be, that they can play in the ACC and stuff like that. We're not at the stage yet where we need to make up the numbers. So a lot of stuff to go through. People just need to. Well, CCH has a meltdown in the chat. Maybe not do that. Instead, have a little calm down a little bit. Long process here.
And
we'll go through it. And while you're saying we should be doing better than like FSU or UF in the portal because they're in Omaha. We'd be like, hey, we're calling you from Omaha.
Yeah.
And so it's just
not only that, making fun of us losing to University of Tampa also is probably not the best look, considering they just won the Division II national title for the 9th time in their history. So, but that's neither here nor there. So, I'll welcome some transfer portal guys from the University of Tampa. We're welcoming guys from other schools.
That didn't work last year. So
yeah, I think it was the wrong guy that we got, right?
but I think everyone just needs to be patient. We're gonna fill out the roster, as best we can, obviously. But look, the reality of the last season is what it is, right? It's JD has coached for one season, and it was an unmitigated disaster. So he's got to recruit around that too. So for us to expect that to not have an impact when he's out on the trail, like, you really got to believe. I understand you can say we have cash. That's fine. The players we want to get, there's other people offering them cash too. So I think everyone needs to just be patient. We're going to work through it. Hopefully, again, we're not going to, I shouldn't say this, but we're probably not winning the College World Series next year. I'm just going to throw that out there, right? It's going to take some time. So it's really important. He's got to rebuild the program now. In addition to having a terrible year on the field, like, there's been a mass exodus. So getting guys like Will Smith that are high character in here, that's how you lay that foundation. And you win more games, and then you're on an upward. All right, CCH. I'm like so close. I have a ban button on the chat, and I'm this close. Just so you're aware. It's too hard with 2 O's. And need to be in Omaha, you can buy a plane ticket. The reality is, we have to build this up over time. And So, he's gonna work on that. We'll see. So, that's the reality of it, right? We had a lot of players enter the portal, and the gaps in, and we need to know who signed.
It's not always going to be like FSU either, right? Let's be real, right? That's not how things work all the time. Where you're terrible one moment and then you're an Omaha team the next year, but it could very well happen. We'll see. I'm not too concerned about that. I'm concerned about getting guys in here that want to play here and then want to win.
Right, and again, like, you can get a lot of mileage out of getting guys in here that are, dude. All right, hold on. So I told him.
Yeah.
Anyway, actually, I just put him in a timeout. I didn't know that it was going to go that draconian on his ass.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
is that timeout? You just timed them out?
I put him in a timeout, and
perfect.
And it says to me, it says he was banned and their comments were removed, which is not what I pushed on the button. So
that's all right. He'll learn his lesson. He needs to chill out. He needs to calm down, man.
I mean, yeah, we're trying to have a conversation. We're trying to do a show over here, man, and yeah. So
we're not. Listen, bro. By the way, I do want to mention that it's not that we're changing our expectations. We're not. I mean, this team needs, of course, they need to go far in the playoffs. They need to win a super regional. We want to see them in Omaha, of course. But it doesn't happen every single year. Like, even for us, it doesn't happen every single year. Like, we're talking about, oh my God, but we're constantly in Omaha. I mean, we went to Omaha 8 out of the 20 years, right? So there's 12 years, at some point. So it was like 12 years we didn't make it. Were those years that we need to shut down the program also? Like, let's calm down. Let's take a step back and relax. Yes, we haven't been to Omaha in a few years now. It's been, 4 or 5 years now since we've been, or maybe a little bit more. But I think we just need to take a step back and relax, man. The expectation is always to win. The expectation is always to go to Omaha. But there's also, I mean, we just went 27-31 or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's the worst team since 1957. So yeah. I think, and people see that. So we got to, and you mentioned FSU, and then their turnaround is pretty much unprecedented. But also, they had a coach that had been very successful at Notre Dame as well, and had a history behind him. So it's easier for him to say, "Look, I know what I'm doing. Hang in there with me." Frankly, if you listen to our fans, our coach doesn't know what he's doing, right? I mean, so, and he's got 1 year of head coaching evidence behind him, and it's not good. So he's going to have a harder sell. But yeah, he's just got to be patient with it. It's, and I know someone from why we hire him in the first place. I mean, look, if you have a if you have a DeLorean and you can go back in time and undo that, go for it. Otherwise, we're going to move forward. So, I mean, complaining about a decision we made a year ago is not going to do anything. So. Right. He's the coach now, and we said this throughout the year. They're not going to fire him, and they did not. So, we have to move forward with what we got. We can talk about, should they have hired this guy instead? Should they have done that? Should they have done? I would say, this last year was worst case scenario, and well, let's hope next year's better. I think it's, I don't have any expectation because we don't have a roster yet.
Right.
So let's start with that. But again, it's gonna take time to fill in the blanks here and get enough players to that we actually want to play. And then we'll see. But it's gonna take time now. It's a process. And had we hired someone else, would we have need to go down this low and build back up? Maybe, maybe not. But we can't not. I mean, I don't know what people. I honestly don't know what people are expecting. Like.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Like, look, we hired him. It was a disaster last year. No one was ever realistically going to fire him after the first year. Even look, let's be real, right? You mentioned Cephas. Right. He's one of many off of last year's team that is doing really well in the minors. A lot of them got drafted high. It was going to be a rebuild, regardless if Gino was here or not. So now to sink to these depths again, those are the unknown, right? But at this point, JD's the coach, and we're going into year 2, and he needs to be better, and he knows that. And so I don't really think there's any need to panic at this point. It is June. The previous season hasn't even ended, so let's not freak out about next year yet.
There's a lot of players that are still hitting the transfer portal now, man. I mean, I can go over a list of guys and it'd be crazy. Half these guys, nobody's gonna know who the hell they are either. So look, a guy from Memphis, University of Memphis, Pierre Seals, hit the transfer portal a couple days ago. Hit 327 with 10 bombs, 16 stolen bases. Good outfielder, good prospect in the outfield that could probably be a great fit for any team, right? So you've got guys like that. You've got a whole bunch of guys out there that, Miami is going to have to look at this point. You're just going to have to just throw it out there to everybody. There's thousands and thousands of players in that portal, man. You're gonna have to throw it out there to everybody. You're gonna have to cast a wide net. Is basically what I'm saying, and see if some of these guys land. Bottom line, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I didn't work out, but Lucas Costello was in Omaha last year, entered the portal after Wake Forest was eliminated and ended up over here, right? So,
right,
even the guys playing in Omaha, there's no telling how many of them will enter the portal.
And by the way, they're all 8 teams are potential teams that players would, that Miami would look at anyways, because they're all ACC and SEC teams, so they're all kind of close to Miami. I mean, they're all teams that Miami would probably go after some of those guys anyways, right? Whether it's NC State, UNC, Virginia, Florida State, who's on the other side? Who's in the SEC? Texas A&M, Florida. Who else from the SEC is in the College World Series?
Yeah, Tennessee, Florida,
Tennessee, and what's the other SEC team?
A&M
and
Kentucky.
Kentucky. There you go. Right, all teams that potentially could have a guy. Look, this is a perfect example of a guy that I remember very, very clearly. Mitchell Daly was an infielder for Texas last year when we lost to Texas in the regionals down here, who put on a show for Texas. Transferred to Kentucky. Now he's one of their best guys over there. He's one of the best infielders. He's in Kentucky. He's starting for Kentucky. Another guy that was a stud at Clemson. He was a stud at Clemson last year. Billy Amick is now a stud over at Tennessee. And all of those teams had to wait a little bit longer to get some of these guys. Give us a chance to wait around and see if any of these teams decide that they're going to have some guys that are going to enter the transfer portal. That may be an option for us as well. So, maybe JD needs to sit down with Mario a little bit and find out how he does it, because that might be the trick to it all. So. We'll see, man. It's I keep saying we'll see, but it's a wait and see approach. There's nothing you can control about it. So don't go crazy about the transfer portal. The guys that are going to come in are the guys that, JD and that staff feel are good enough to come in and win some ball games for Miami. And to be honest with you, I don't want to say it can't get much worse, but I mean, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. And that's all I really got to say about that. So I want to thank Will Smith for coming on the show today. Really excited to have him. Seems like a great kid, man. So really stoked about seeing him. Hopefully he is. I'll be honest with you, right? I'll tell him, Will, if you're listening, you better be as good on the mound as you are as a person, man, because you sound like a real cool dude. So I hope that translates on the mound, all right? All right.
He's already in Miami. He's got the
pressure.
swagger.
No pressure, baby.
I'm gonna throw my stuff. It's better than your stuff. That's what we like to hear, man. He's got that swagger already. This guy's a hurricane.
That's it. That's what I like to hear, man. So we're really excited to have him here. And of course, we'll have Rob. This is his name, by the way. I figured out his name from Pro Baseball Radar, which is at Baseball Radar on Twitter. Make sure you check him out. He's got some great information from the transfer portal. So if you want to go see everything that has to do with all the players that have entered Division 1, 2, 3. NAIA, JUCO, everywhere. So make sure you check him out at Baseball Radar. We'll have him on the show next week.
I don't think CCH is perfect. I literally clicked put him in a timeout, which I thought would put him out for like 2 minutes, and it told me to ban him and delete all his comments. So
bring him back in.
CCH. I can't undo it. It's just a message here, but I think I did hit timeout, so I'm assuming he'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He should be back.
Don't worry about it. He'll probably just get mad and send me a DM later.
I cannot believe we have not gotten a reply.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten it yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
These assholes, they banned me. Blah. Dude, you gotta relax. There he is. It's okay. I'm back. There he is.
All right.
Out of timeout. You gotta.
Okay. It was a timeout. It was a timeout.
Take a pill or something, man. So chill out. You said that we'll be okay with great confidence. I know, right? Well,
it's like.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say, Will? What do you want me to say? We'll be all right. We'll be all right, bro. We'll be good. We'll be good. Just give us a shot. Give us some time. You gotta cool it, bro. You need something, man. You need Prozac or something, bro. You need to calm down. All right, relax, dude. You know what I almost started crying of laughter. Good. You're gonna get your ass in timeout again. All right, you're gonna get your ass in timeout again if you keep on with the shenanigans. Damn it.
It told me abandoned. I was like, "Oh crap! Did I hit the wrong button?"
No, I know.
Because this isn't even like this is like a Canes on Deck panel. This is like it would have perm abandoned for it's like all of our shows and everything.
We needed a break. We needed a break from your ridiculousness, dude. You're driving us crazy. Jesus. Oh my God. We still love you, man. But
we're gonna have my buckets. We're doing an OG show, so he's gonna.
I mean, you got to do something really stupid to get banned completely. So for now, you're on timeout. All right, for now you're on.
He's out of timeout. He's good to go.
Well, right. Well, you're back, but that's what we'll keep it. We'll keep it there unless unless you say something crazy like Popeyes is better than Chick-fil-A. Then I mean, you might have to get banned.
I mean, that I might make you an admin if I can do that. I don't know. If you're gonna start talking sanity, then we gotta.
Actually, I've got a third one that you got to throw in there when it comes to chicken tenders. When it comes to chicken tenders, you might have to put Raising Cane's on the top of that list. You might have to put Raising Cane's on top of that list.
So it's not tenders; it is the sandwiches. And
I know, but if you're talking,
you have to choose.
They have a sandwich, but it's not great. If it's
a binary choice. Don't go Coach Meyer on us, and she goes Bojangles. Like, what do we do with this?
You can't say anything to Coach Meyer. She's a goat, so you got.
No, we told her like, well, you're not going on the board then.
All right. I'm still gonna stick with my boys over at Chick-fil-A on the sandwich, but although I do have a confession, I did have Popeyes like a couple weeks ago. It wasn't bad. All right, it wasn't bad.
But yeah, you can admit it was a better sandwich.
No, I'll never do that. That definitely wasn't the truth, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Hey, listen, man, I'll eat it all. You know me. I'll eat it all. Anyways, thank you guys for coming on the show. All we can do is watch and root them on. Amen to that, Will. Amen to that, man. Thank you guys for being on the chat. Thank you to Will Smith for being on the show. Truly appreciate him coming on and talking some Kings baseball with us. Again, we'll have baseball at Baseball Radar, so Pro Baseball Radar on the show next week. Really excited about that. We might have another player, so we'll see how that goes. Make sure you tune in Tuesday nights at 9:30 p.m. here on the 5 Reasons Kings Network. And subscribe to the At 5 Reasons Canes podcast. Check us out, and we'll be back next Tuesday with some more Canes baseball. Adios.
Yep. See you.